Okay. Well, grateful to be here with you today and share a few things. You can see right there on the screen that is my company, Pixingo. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that in just a minute. This is my family. We live up here in Salt Lake City, Utah. Those are the mountains, the Wasatch Mountains. And I have four children, a daughter and son-in-law, and three grandchildren. And this is the center of my life right here. So, wanted you to kind of just get to know them. These are two books that I've written. One is Life Leaves Clues. The other one is The 1 Minute Networker. 1 Minute Networker was first just because I've met so many amazing people that I thought these people, men and women that I've met who are just incredible at making connections. I decided to write a book telling their stories and telling their tricks. There's over 100 different free ways to create a network and grow your network, whether you're for a nonprofit or for a business or just you need more friends. That's a great little book. And then, of course, the other book on the left is Life Leaves Clues. I've always been a person that likes to just pay attention and make note of what I'm learning every single day, and I pass it on to my kids. And whether it's a book, something I read in a book, or something that someone said, or a phrase I haven't heard before, or a thing I didn't know that would make my life better, I always like to write it down and make a note. And so I put together a book called Life Leaves Clues, all these little tiny clues that can make your life better. Anyway, one of the chapters in the book is called The Power of Words. And that's probably what I'm going to focus on because it leads nicely into what I do for a living with Pixingo, which is the printed word and how you can use that in your marketing efforts to grow your organization or your network, of course. It all kind of started a long time ago, though, when I learned this tip from my mom that anything you can feel, good or bad, is inspired by words. My mom ran a daycare center out of our house, and we lived in Southern California. And every day, all my life, children would start showing up at our house from about 6 a.m. and would go home about 6 p.m. So a big chunk of my life, every single day for 18 years, I shared my house and my parents and my mom mainly with about 30 kids. I used to think I had lots of friends, but then I realized that they were all on a subscription plan. And that's how I had so many friends because my mom's daycare. But anyway, my mother was an amazing storyteller. She could tell stories and captivate all the kids. She would put all the kids on the floor in the living room, hold up a book, never look at it and tell the stories of the book. A master storyteller, master with words. And I will add a master of kind words and positive words, inspiring words. I'll tell you a story. When I was just about to go into high school, we moved from California to Utah. And I loved playing baseball, played baseball as a kid and about to play baseball in high school. And we moved to Utah. And I was having a tough time just because I had lost my network and I'd lost a lot of confidence. I didn't know anyone. And anyway, and to make things worse, a young man that I sat in front of, my English class was 2 times my size and very mean. He reminded me of this kid that you saw in the Christmas Story where I swear he had yellow eyes, man. He was a mean kid. He was tough on me. And anyway, I remember the frustration that I had having with this guy. And so anyway, that's a line from the Christmas Story if you don't remember, but he didn't really have yellow eyes, but I thought he did because he was a mean kid. Anyway, baseball season comes around and I'm at the plate. He's on the mound. I'm the first batter, first game of the season. And I'll never forget, I didn't realize he was going to be the pitcher, big kid, and I'm at the plate, first at bat. And I remember all these feelings, but I also remember the positive that my mother dropped into me every single day. My mother, I mean, she would never have it. Any kind of down talk, she would always lift it up. And that was just how she was. So anyway, I'm at the plate. I'm looking at this kid, and he's about to deliver the first pitch of the season, the season opener. And I'll never forget this, man. I had something inside of me. And as soon as he released the pitch, it was like it slowed down. And then I clocked it right out of the park. that's just a stock photo. But to give you the idea, though, that was a magical moment for me. I remember, because it's like all that energy, good and bad, was inside of me, and I hit it out of the park, past the parking lot and into the street, and that was a really fun moment. But I really kind of have to attribute to that moment being from my mom. How she kind of gave me this power of words philosophy, that I can change the way I think and feel and react by the words that are going on between my ears. I love this quote by Maya Angelou. She said that I've learned that people forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. And that's where the power of words come from. We all want to feel good. And the most beautiful thing is that when you lightens someone else's path, your path becomes brighter. When you put in good to other people, so much of it comes back to you. And I just am I'm a product of that since a very young age. And so I've never forgot it. And it's just interesting that this is now the field that I'm in, where I stick with the power of words. It's different in the print and direct mail and greeting card industry, which is the industry that I'm in, just because it is so disruptive to the world that we are in now. It's flipped. You pick up your phone, you look on your computer, you are in constant skim mode, constantly. You are skimming through quickly to read emails and text and move on to the next thing, because there are 100 other things right behind that. And what I love about what I do and teaching people to use direct mail in a very easy way, they can stand out. Absolutely. So if you've got an important message, a concept, an offering, this is a medium that you do not want to overlook. And here's the reason why. If I were to show you a penny, you've been holding a penny in your pocket all your life. You get change from whatnot, and maybe you have some change in your car or in a drawer, or you have some in your purse, or whatever it is. However, you've seen this penny, I don't know how many times, but can you identify which one is the correct one? That should be pretty easy, since you've held it in your hand so many times and you've used it since you were a kid. You would think that you would know exactly which penny is the right penny. So go ahead and pick one. Let's just see if you get it right. You may get it right, but this is the correct one right there. That is the right penny. And my point of that is this. It's amazing how many of us are fooled by memory. What I'm saying is, everything I'm about to show you today or walk you through the next few minutes, you're going to forget 50% of it by the end of the day. It's going to be absolutely lost and gone. And within 6 days, most of it, 77% of it, will be gone. And then after a month, only 2% of what you saw today you'll be able to recall. That's just how things are. And the more digital we become, and the more bombarded we become with marketing and advertising and messaging, it just gets worse. What can get worse than 98% and to lose? So here's some things. Recall is 70% higher among people who were exposed to information in print, in a printed piece. 70%. And the reason for that is think of it like gears of an engine. When you're looking at a cell phone or you're looking at a computer screen, like I said earlier, you know that behind that message are another 50 to 100 more messages you've got to get to later on today. So your brain is trained now, and has been for some time, to go through it very quickly, to skim and identify, is there anything that is urgent right now? Anything urgent about this message, which is kind of sad. However, when you read something in a printed format, like in a book or a piece of mail, your brain absolutely goes down to first gear, because it knows it has time. And because it has time, it has space. And because it has space, it can place it in your brain so you can recall it. Does that make sense? Well, that's been totally studied and proven. 70% of consumers, by the way, feel more valued with mail than they do a text or an email. That's a pretty high percentage. They feel more valued. By the way, do you do business with people that make you feel valued? Absolutely. Email and text have a lifespan of just a few seconds. However, when you receive something in the mail, like a letter or a card or a note, its lifespan is 17 days. So do the math on your marketing budget. Would you like to spend your efforts and time for messages that are gone in a few seconds or that hang around for 17 days? So that's kind of the amazing thing of this whole thing. I love this story about this professor. His name is Dr. Bino Mueller, a professor out of the University of Cologne University. He talked about how when he was a student, a young student, they were in class and the teacher was talking about space and planets and got all the kids excited. They went out into the yard and were looking. There are 40 students, by the way, 40 students. And they pulled out a telescope and she got everything, she got everything lined up. And first student walks up to the telescope and says, I don't see anything. I don't see anything. I'm having a hard time seeing it. And so she walked over to the telescope, made some adjustments, focus, alignment, all those things, and step back. And the student goes, oh, yeah, okay. And one by one, each of the students went up to the viewer and looked out and took a gander and went, oh, okay, cool. Except until the second to the last student, we're talking 40 students, the second to last student steps up there, looks in, he goes, I'm sorry, I don't see anything. I don't see anything. And then the teacher comes back and thinking that all she needs to do is make some adjustments and realizes that the cap is still on the telescope, still there. All those students fell in line with the belief that there was something there, but there really wasn't, until just 2 students out of 40 had the courage to stand up and say, this is not right. I'm not seeing what I'm supposed to be seeing. I like that analogy. I like that true story, by the way, because I like the idea of challenging maybe what we have come to believe is true that possibly isn't. And I guess what I'm referring to is about mail. You might think it's old, or you might think it's the best way to reach people is through all this digital marketing and SEO and things like that. But the truth of the matter is most businesses are small businesses. You drop that small business into a huge sea of digital marketing and messaging, and you are lost. You are lost in the dark, honestly. But you can turn the light on and you can be at the top of people's mind very easily with mail. Retention rates are 50% better among customers who receive a thank you note. Now that is huge, especially when you're talking about nonprofits and you want them to return. You make them feel appreciated and recognized for the good that they're doing by their generous donation, and you have someone for life. It can be difficult though. If you do things one at a time, it can be difficult. But what we worked on with Pixingo is to make that be a very simple process. We also offer the ability to target lists, so we can find types of businesses based on their revenue, their location, number of employees, their success. We can also target lists on the value of a home, income, age, type of vehicle they own, all kinds of things. We can help harvest the list so that you're targeting people specifically to the ones that you want to. And before I get into the how of Pixingo, let me just talk really quickly. If you do have a message, the key ingredients of a message. This is really important, and it's actually not that complicated. It can be missed though by a lot of people, but there are just basically 7 key ingredients. You just need an eye-catching headline, a very clear offer, not multiple offers or multiple messages. What are the next steps that you need them to do, and a clear call to action, social proof, and contact information. And then, of course, the branding of your offering. Headline is crucial because you want to grab their attention. It's got to be bold and concise, very simple. That is the main message, Then you present to them a very simple, irresistible offer that provides a clear value of what's in it for them. Then what are the next steps? Pretty simple. You'll find out that people that are interested, they just need to know, where do you want me to go next now that I'm interested in what you're talking about, which is where you go to the call to action. Give them a simple call to action. Tell them how they can get a hold of you. Maybe it's to make an appointment, schedule an appointment, make a phone call, visit our website. Here's a key ingredient right here, social proof. What do other people say about you? Not just what you say about you, but what are they saying about you? So you can drop in a testimonial or a few success stories. Of course, your contact information and the branding. So those are the key ingredients. It's really not that complicated, and we help people all the time with that. It's from a jumbo postcard to a letter in the mail to a self-mailer. We have all kinds of pieces, but some of our most fun pieces are those little greeting cards. There are no minimums. So people can go to Pixingo, pick a card, a template. We have thousands of them. Type in their message, add the address, and we take it from there. We put it in an envelope, put a real stamp on it, no minimum, and that is all in. That's the price all in. That's the postage, the envelope, the card, and getting it to the post office for you. It looks amazing. You can add photos, you can add QR codes, you can do all kinds of amazing things. We'll even help you write the message inside with AI, which is very simple. Just a couple prompts telling us what is the card about, what's the purpose, any keywords, and then you can massage it and make it the way you want. So Pixingo's been around for 13 years. We have worked with all kinds of people, all kinds, meaning that people that are comfortable with websites and ones that are not. And that is our goal, is for you to focus on your words, not the issue of the card or the technology or anything. You just type in what you want to say, tell us where to send it, we take it from there. So whether it's a birthday card or congratulations or nice to meet you or whatever, there are thousands of templates to choose from. We make it super easy. And if you want to add a gift, we make that easy too. Maybe you need to thank someone for a referral or something wonderful that they did, or recognize them on an important day. That's just one more click. Just pick the item, whether it's a Starbucks gift card or chocolates or cookies or brownies or whatever. Just add it. Our gifts are incredible, and they start at $10, so it's no big deal. Just a little something can really make a huge impact. We have so many fun stories of our members over the many years that we've been in business. To say, man, I'm so glad I found you guys. You just made something that I've always wanted to do easy to do, and not hard, and not expensive, by the way. We take all the orders at night, batch them together, and give everyone the same fair price. So you benefit from thousands and thousands and thousands of card orders, even though you may have only ordered one. So pretty fun. So that is it. We put a message and a smile in a mailbox, easy to do. And it's actually easy not to do. So it really comes down to the person who's interested in wanting to make a difference in their customers' lives, in their families' lives, in their employees' lives, in their new connections' lives. We have so many stories. I remember speaking at an event recently, and when I spoke at the event, the person that helped me with my audio and video, she was amazing. And so, of course, I got a hold of her address, sent her a thank you card. It wasn't long after that the company asked me to come back and do a presentation to their executive team, the nice 2-story building, and they gave me a tour through the building. And this is months later after the presentation, months. And I remember walking through the aisle, the office aisle, hallway, excuse me, and I caught on the shelf this little card that was sitting on someone's shelf, this card that I had sent months ago, the only card on her shelf, someone that I'd only met once. It was the only thank you card on her shelf. I think that kind of summarizes what is needed in this world. More appreciation, more recognition, more sincerity. And all of those are at your literal fingertips with Pixingo. Whether you want to do it from your phone or from your computer, if you've got someone on your mind and you've got something in your heart to share, then go ahead and just do it. Your first card with Pixingo is free. So we don't even ask you for a credit card. You could just go to our website at pixingo.com and grab a card, grab a template, and type in your words. If you want to send something with it, you can. You don't have to. And it's out the door. And you can get back to what you're doing. This is a fun story where this is Dan, he has a construction company. He said he said, I mailed a potential customer one card and it generated over $1 million in business. This is another person who said, I sent 3 cards. So they did 3 consecutive cards to 600 people. But that generated $2.8 million in new business. Of course, Buddy has been a customer ever since. And we've got so many stories of businesses all over the country. And it's just so fun that we've been able to make this dream work, where we can take all these orders and batch them into a one big long PDF print file and get them out for as little as $1.71. Actually, even less. Our postcards are even less. And remember, there are no minimums. So whether you want to send 5 cards today or 1 or 500 or 5,000, it doesn't matter. We'll get them out and they'll be absolutely a great price and they'll look wonderful and you will make a difference. A difference to the person that you're sending it to, and also a difference to yourself. There's just something that happens to people when they start planting seeds of kindness and goodness. That, by the way, that's when we ship out our packages, they say delivering kindness on the outside of the box. And we're super proud of that because that's totally what we're all about, trying to do that. So anyway, that is a summary of Pixingo. And are there any questions? Or I guess that's how I want to wrap it up, if that's okay with you.